Yes.
Right. Yeah. So guys, a small instruction, guys. It's an actually before the festival, some people has been got joined actually, but it's maybe hardly 3-4 people are attending the sessions actually. So last week, a little bit more people has been got joined. You can see there somewhere around 9 people. I think they have been got joined actually. So we have taken one session actually. So almost all they are not in the same syncing actually. It will take a couple of days. So hope all of you are able to understand it actually, guys. So who has been joined before the festival? So you have been a little bit, just a 2 days ahead of them actually, guys. So even we are taking a backup session, we are unable to complete all of that. So guys, who has been already completed? That means once again, I'm telling the topic actually, guys. Who has been already completed the topic of list tuples? They have been already completed up to the last topic actually, guys, up to the basic data types. Once again, I'll tell you guys, who has been completed the list tuple, and we are having a dictionaries and we are having the sets. So we have been taken some around who has been already completed these sessions. So if you want, guys, you can stay in the class because I'm repeating the topics actually. Okay, I'm repeating the topics. If you want, you can listen once again. Otherwise, if you feel that you already studied, you already learned them, you can just leave the class actually, guys. For 2 days, that means Monday and Tuesday. 2 days is sufficient actually, guys. So after that particular Tuesday, you can join on the Wednesday's class actually, guys. You can join on the Wednesday. So take a 2 days break, guys. Just take a 2 days of break. So that particular 4 topics, we have to cover them actually. So that is going to be what happened. So if you want to stay in the class, you can stay, guys. Otherwise, you can just take a 2 days off, Monday and Tuesday, and please join from the Wednesday's class actually, guys. Hope all of you got it, guys. I think who are those actually? I didn't remember the names actually. Let me talk about those particular people who has been.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
yes, yes, yes.
Sir, I am Satyaprakash.
Okay, Satyaprakash, yeah.
Sir, I wanted to join in this course on tomorrow, sir. Tomorrow I will pay fee.
Yeah, that you talk with DURGASOFT people. Please don't bring that particular fees and all these things to me.
Okay, sir. No. Actually, I am asking fee paying details.
Okay.
Link and account number.
Okay, they will share that details.
Okay.
Those details and all these things, they will share it. So it's nothing relevant to me actually. So fees and all these things, I don't talk about that. Only technical concepts. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you please discuss with this one actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you.
Yes, these are going to be there actually, guys. Actually, so don't worry about them. Suman, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
variables, functions, and all these things are there to discuss about them actually. Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
Loops and lambda.
Yeah, that is there in the concept section.
No, not yet completed.
No. Those are not come. We are still in the beginning concepts only. Just like basics of Python, we have been got started.
Correct.
And just an introduction to data types, installations, and that is what we have been got started. What are integers, what are floats, what are strings, and what are bools. That's it. Okay. Yeah, guys.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Ranjan, right?
Yogesh, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, I actually completed the Python course by Durga, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
So can I join afterwards?
You can join, but their top. Okay, up to the core Python, it will be there. So okay, you have been completed in the Durga sir class. Have you completed NumPy and Pandas there?
No.
Isn't
sir.
it? Isn't it? So that Python course is different. My Python course is different actually. Okay. So if you want, you can join after 15 days of time because all these core concepts will take 15 days of time. Otherwise, just join the class. Just like a refreshment will be there. Maybe 1 or 2 topics at least. I may give some little bit additional one. So you can just go through the course. But main important is NumPy and Pandas is important for us. So you have to attend those classes. If you want, you can continue. Otherwise, 15 days later, you can join the class actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Fine. Yes, Neeraj Kumar, it's not like there is going to be like a last date of joining. As much as possible. That means, see, they will give some 3 days or 4 days demo. Neeraj, how many demos you have been taken actually? Neeraj?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Neeraj Kumar.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, only one class I have taken, sir.
One
But,
class you have taken. Generally,
yes,
they'll
sir.
give 3-4 classes of. Is today's your first class or
Yes, sir.
Saturday?
Yes,
Okay, today is your first class.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you can take 3-4 days of demos. You can take it, and after
Okay,
that
right.
you can register for the course.
Right. Sir. Thank
Okay,
you very much.
but the course has been little bit started, not main part. But you can
Okay.
get the recording videos from my backend.
Okay, right. Right, sir. And what is the sir duration of this full course, sir?
5 months it will take.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
We will get the all knowledge about the course.
Yes,
sir.
obviously you'll get it actually. Knowledge wise,
And-
you need not to worry about that. If you can
yes,
attend
sir.
the classes regularly and practically, lot of knowledge
Yes,
you will get it actually.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
Sir,
Okay.
please start the class, sir. I want to take.
Yeah. I'm starting. I'm just about.
Thanks
to
a
start.
lot, sir.
Right.
Thanks a lot.
Right. So right, guys. Yes. Any more questions, guys? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Vinay.
Like this is Vinay here. Yeah. Like last week I have attended the demo. Like
Okay.
in between Thursday and Friday, like
Okay.
I have not attended. So this is the continuation of that, right?
One sec. Can you repeat your question? Can you?
Yeah. Like Thursday and Friday, I have not attended the class.
Okay.
So this is the continuation of that class, right? Like same.
No. It's not continuation of that. That means at what time you have joined? At 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Okay, that is a continuation of this class actually.
Okay, so now onwards, so there is no 9 o'clock session. So
There is
like
no 9 o'clock session. Everything is from 8 to 9:30 p.m.
okay.
And whatever that's why whatever who has been joined at 8 o'clock, I asked them to take 2 days off and asked them to join on Wednesday because there is a small gap is there between them. So I'll cover that particular topics in these 2 days.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Right, guys. So once again, guys, who has been like all of you has been started with the Python. I told you about something like about the history about the Python installation. I have told you, and we started with the initial basic data types. The first we started with operators actually, guys. Like what are the different types of operators we have been discussed, like which is going to be some kind of an arithmetic operators, and we have seen something called as a relational operators, and we have been seen about some kind of an relational logical. All these things we have been seen about that. And after that, we have been discussed about how to use the variables actually, guys. So one of the major advantage we have been seen, guys, no declaration of variables. Directly, we are able to say I equals to 10. Directly, we are able to say I equals to 100. So what type of data types we have been using, guys? So that we have been using basically 4 types of data types. Integers, and we are having a float, and we are having the string, and we are having the bool. Actually, we don't specify the data type. We'll just give I equals to 10 actually. Automatically, the Python decides the data type actually. Yes, Python decides the data type. Depending on the value what you have been assigned, this data type will be chosen actually. So I told you one small function actually, guys, how to find out what type of data type the Python has been taken. For that, I used one function, what I'm going to call it as type. So you give the value or give the variable, it will tell you what type of data type the Python has been got taken actually. Once again, just quickly I'll quickly complete of it actually, guys. You can have a look into that actually. So let me open the ideal, guys. Let me open the ideal. I'm going to be opening the ideal actually, guys. So ideal is a tool, or ideal is an IDE which we are going to work with the Python actually, guys. It comes along with the Python when you install it from python.org. So directly download the software from www. which is going to be python.org actually, guys. So if we install the Python from the python.org, automatically we can see that particular ideal software, what we can see it actually. So let me open the ideal, guys. This is going to be the ideal. You can see there, guys, which is going to be ideal shell, like a command prompt actually, guys. So quickly, just 2 minutes, I'll finish off it actually, guys. 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, I'll finish off it. I said I equals to 10. No need to specify the data type. I told you all the options actually, guys. Print the value of I if you want, we can print it. But I want to know whether it is in like C language, we need not to say percentile D, percentile F. Throughout the Python, no need to specify anywhere about the data type actually, guys. I simply say what is going to be type of the I. It will clearly tell you what type of class it is going to be. As I told you, we generally call it as a data type as of now, but why it is calling it as a class? Later we'll discuss about them. Maximum by today and tomorrow, we'll almost all discuss about that particular topic actually, guys. Okay. So what is going to be the type of the I, which we can see it actually, which is going to be a class called as an integer class. Immediately you said I equals to 20.45. Let us say that print what is the value of I. Now it will print 20.45. But what is the type of the I? Clearly it states that it is going to be a float type of data type actually, guys. Clearly it intimates that it is going to be float type of data type actually. So the I which was assigned with the 10, which is an integer few seconds before, immediately it has been become into a float. Obviously, automatically it will do the conversions. You need not to worry about that. Earlier it is integer, now how it is changed to float. Not only between integer and a float, I said I equals to hello. So strings can be enclosed within single quotes or strings can be enclosed within double quotes. Anything is the fine case. Print the value of I. Now you say what is going to be type of the I. Now the I has been changed to a string class. Same I is going to be working in three different aspects actually. One is going to be first time it is an integer, next time it is a float, next time it is going to be string. And how to assign the Boolean values actually, guys. I equals to true, I said that. Or J equals to, I said false, I said that actually. Don't put any double quotes and it's a case sensitive. T must be capital, remaining must be in the lower case. Coming to the false, F must be capital, remaining must be the lower case actually. Now I said what is going to be the type of the I actually. I said which is going to be something called as a class called as a bool class, a Boolean class actually. What is the type of the J, which is going to be nothing but that is also Boolean class. And I told you, you can print multiple values at a time. Print which is going to be I comma J, both can be printed at a time. So not only this, it's not that every time you have to take this one, A equals to 10, B equals to 20.45 or 20.45, and C is equals to, for example, I said hello, for example, and hello, I said, P equals to, for example, I said hello or welcome capital, the welcome in double quotes I'm using. Whether you use double quotes, single quotes, does not matter. E equals to true and F is equivalent to false. All at a time I can print A, B, C, D, E, F, all of them, E, F, all of them you can print it actually, guys. No need to write anything. That means percentile D, percentile S, no need to write it actually. So integer is printed, float is printed, 2 strings has been printed and 2 booleans has been printed actually. So this is what we have been already discussed in the last session actually, guys, right? These have been already, we have been got discussed in the last session, we have been got discussed. So what is our today's target actually, guys? We are going to discuss about a little bit advanced data types actually, guys. We can generally can say that a kind of an advanced data types, which we are going to call it as an sequences, which we are going to call them as an sequences is what we are going to call it as actually, guys. So up to now we have been seen like what is an integer, what is a float, and we have been seen about what is going to be a string, what is going to be a bool. Generally we have been seen them, they are representing only a single value at a time, right? It is representing only a single value is getting representing actually, guys. Only single value. So only single value is representing. How can you represent multiple values actually, guys? How we can generally represent the multiple values? Normally in other languages, we have some arrays, isn't it? So we have some arrays concept is there. And there are going to be some other options are going to be there. Same as it is. In Python also, whenever we want to represent multiple values, whatever we have been seen earlier is only to represent single value, guys. But basically, what is sequences actually, guys? I can say that sequences are going to be nothing but it's going to be a collection of values actually, guys. It's going to be a collection of values, you can say that. Because sequence, a sequence of values, we can talk about them. So these sequences are not used to represent a single values, but they can represent multiple values can be represented actually, guys. Okay. Guys, just give me a second actually, guys. I just left my mobile somewhere. Just let me get it once. So please, just 1 second, just a 1 minute, I'll be back actually. Yeah, guys, let's continue, guys. So generally, suddenly if any power failure happens, It will connect to my mobile data. So that is the reason. Yeah. So this is going to be sequences actually, guys, which is going to be nothing but what we can call it as a collection of values. Python is very easy to learn, guys. So many people treat the Python as like a programming language. We have to know the logics. So we have to understand all the logic behind them. All this is not required actually, guys. You really find very easily. Initially, little bit, it may be a trouble learning that, but over the time period, we'll understand very easily about the particular Python. So very easy and a simple language actually, guys. Okay. Now let us have a discussion about that. So what I'm trying to discuss here is Python basically supports somewhere around some 5 to 6 sequences. It is supported actually, guys. So what are that particular sequences here is, I'll tell you. Sequence are basically, guys, used to represent multiple values. Then why we are having multiple sequences are there? Each and everything will have its own properties. All of them represent multiple values, but they will have a different characteristics what they will contain it actually, guys. Okay. So mainly as I'm talking about that, mainly it is going to support a different type of sequences. I'll conclude the concept later actually, guys. But for the timing, mainly we are going to be using about 4 to 5 we are going to use it actually, guys. List. The next one is going to be a tuple. And the third one is going to be nothing but set and frozen sets. 2 are there actually. Both will put it into one category only, frozen set. And the fourth one is going to be nothing but it's a dictionary object actually, guys. It's going to be a dictionary object. List, tuple, sets, set and frozen sets, and which is going to be a dictionary object. Not only this, still there are so many other sequences are there, which we'll discuss it later actually. Okay. So don't get confused with all these names and all these things actually, guys. Very easy to learn, very easy to understand. You can easily, once you start working on them, it's very easy to learn actually, guys. Okay. First, we are going to start with my first object, my first sequence, which is going to be nothing but I call it as a list actually, guys. What is a list? So first I'm going to use a term called as a mutable actually, guys. In Python, this, as I already told you about the ROSM. So ROSM is the author for this particular language called as in Python. The author of this Python is going to be this person ROSM is using a different terms actually, guys. He uses a different terms actually. So mutable is going to be a term which we are going to use this. Don't think that something it is an higher level actually, guys. Mutable, immutable. We uses a different two terminologies. We'll use it actually, guys. Mutable means which you can modify it. Immutable means which we cannot modify. That's it. Like easy to understand. In other languages, we are going to be having variable and a value. Variables can be modified, guys. We can assign the value, we can modify them. Values, we cannot modify them. Generally, we are going to call them as constants. So whenever I define I as a constant variable, we cannot modify it. But whenever I said I is a variable, it can be modified it actually. So the term we use is different. It's a mutable. List is a mutable, means we can modify. It is going to be a mutable, which is going to be mutable, which is going to be a collection of, which is going to be heterogeneous values actually, guys. And you know the term. Just give me a term. Just give me a second, guys. Post permission has been taken. So please be online, guys. Just please be a second. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, there was a small disconnection. The host has been changed to the DURGASOFT people actually. Right. So once again, guys, list is going to be a mutable, which is going to be nothing but a collection of heterogeneous values actually, guys. So the term called as an heterogeneous and homogeneous, you know this actually, guys. Homogeneous means which is going to be of the same type. Heterogeneous means which is of a different type. That means list need not to contain only integers. List can contain a collection of integers, or it can be collection of integers, floats, dictionaries, floats, which can be strings, or which can be bools, anything you can have it actually, yes. There is no restriction that the list can contain only integers or only floats only. How do you create it actually, guys? Even that creation is very, very easy. I told you, we never use a term like an integer, float. We never use it actually, guys. How do you create it? Just create a list. Simple, guys. Create a list by enclosing in square brackets. That's it. By enclosing in square brackets actually. Just enclose the values in a particular square brackets. What we are going to call them as an list of values. What we are going to call it as actually, guys. They are going to be what we are going to call it as a list of values. What we are going to call it as. It's a mutable actually, guys. Mutable means once if you create a list, you can add some elements, you can remove the elements, you can modify them, you can sort them, anything you can do it actually, which we can modify it actually. So very simple creation actually, guys. How do you create it? You can just put a square bracket actually. You say 10, 20.35. If you want, you can say hello, just put it in double quotes or single quotes, and then you can say it is going to be true, over. This is going to become a list. Nowhere I'm going to use even the keyword called as a list also actually, guys. Nowhere we are going to use that particular keyword, what we are going to call it as list keyword, we are not going to use this. Okay, have a look at this application, guys. Have a look at this application actually. So how I'm going to be creating it actually, guys. Very simple to practice, guys. It does not require any help or anything or any information or anything you don't require. Just we can create it actually, guys. I said x is equivalent to, you can just take your own values, 10, 20 point, which is going to be 4, 5, which is going to be hello, single quotes or double quote does not matter. It is going to be true actually, guys. Put it in square bracket. That's it actually, guys. That's it. Do you want to print the x value? Print it actually, guys. Print, I can say x actually. See how it is going to be printing actually, guys. The values has been enclosed within single quotes. If I give a single value, it may be an integer or a float or a string or a bool. But here I've given a list of values. I'll call it as a list of values actually, guys. Now, if you want, you can ask what is going to be type of the x. Very clearly, it is going to say that I'm going to be belonging to a class called as a list class actually, guys. That's it. It is going to be how we are going to be creating a list object. Very simple, guys. Just put the values enclosed within square brackets. It is going to nothing but it is going to become a list actually. That is going to be the idea about the list. Even it's not that you have to have heterogeneous. It can have heterogeneous values. If you want, you can put all of them as an integers only. X is equivalent to, or y equals to, you can say. Y equals to, I can say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It need not to be a sequence of values also. It can be even random values also, we can have it actually. Print the y. Whenever I say type of the y, it never says that it is an integer, guys. Type y does not say that it is an integer. It will always say that it is a list only. Even if all values are integers also, it will say that it is a list only. So we can give any values, we can give homogeneous, heterogeneous, sequence or random order. There is nothing like z equals to, you can give some values, guys. 3, 10, 2, 45, okay, 23, 44, 78, 90, something, 12, okay, minus if you want, minus 56, okay, minus 75 if you want, you can give 24, okay, anything you can give it actually, guys. 33 you can give, or any values, whatever you want, 50, etc. actually. Now again, I said type of the z, that is also going to be list actually. So it can be all homogeneous values, which can be sequential values. Here also there are going to be integers, but which are going to be random order, that is also list. And there are going to be of different types of data types, that is also going to be nothing but it's a list actually. So creating a list is very easy. Print x, y, and z. All the three I'm printing at a time actually, guys. This is my first list, which contains completely heterogeneous. Then it is going to be completely homogeneous. All of them are integers, which is going to be in a sequential order. These are going to be something like what we can see is which is going to be all of them are integers, but there are going to be in a random order what we can see the application is. That's it, guys. That is going to be how we are going to be creating this particular application, what we are going to call it as a list object, a list what concept, what we are going to call it as. That's it actually, guys. If creating a list is and all these things, you need not to write any big logics, no need to import anything, no need to create any objects. All these things are not required. Directly, just x equals to a equals to, just put the values enclosed within the square bracket. That is going to be sufficient. That is going to become nothing but the that is going to be nothing but it is going to become something called as n, which is going to be this particular list object. It is going to become. Now, what to do with the list actually, guys? What type of manipulations we can do with the list actually? So now the thing is, just like in normal case, like in other languages also, if we have created an array actually, guys, what is the difference between array and a list actually, guys? Array is also going to be similar to the list, but difference is array is going to be homogeneous. Array is going to be nothing but which is going to be homogeneous, whereas this particular whatever this particular topic we are talking, that is a list which is going to be heterogeneous actually, guys. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. Arrays are completely homogeneous, means array of which is going to be string, all values must be string only, but here it can be any kind of a data type. Now, what is the next level? What is the next level? It's not at over actually, guys. We have to work with this particular list actually now. Now, what we are trying to do actually, guys. Okay, once you created the list, what generally we can do? We can do a different manipulations with the list actually, guys. What manipulations we are going to do it actually, guys? Carefully look at this, guys. So we have created a list. Now, how to get, that means how to get each and every element from the list. Same like in other languages, we have the arrays are there. You can get the first element, second element, third element. We can get one by one element. Yes, A is a list here now, but I want to get the first element. I want to get the second and the third element I want to get, or I want to get the second and the fourth element I want to get it. That is what we are going to call it as, guys. It is what we are going to call it as. Carefully, guys. It is what we are going to call it as indexing, or what we are going to call it as an slicing, what we are going to call it as. We are going to call it as an indexing or slicing, what we are going to call it as, guys. So what is the process of this indexing and slicing actually, guys? Indexing is going to be nothing but you are trying to get one element actually, only one element from that. What is slicing? You know what is meaning of a slice actually, guys? So I have a cake is there. So from that cake, I want to get a slice, one piece. I want to get some piece of them. So I want to get the second and the third element. I want to get it. That is what we call it as a slice. So very simple, guys. Indexing means getting only single element, whereas slicing means which is going to be getting some multiple elements in some pattern. I can't say that I want to get the last element, first element, second element. I can't get like that. Slicing means like a piece. How do you cut that particular slice from a cake? Just like a from here to here, that is going to be one slice. We don't say that from here I want a slice, from here I want a slice, somewhere I want to slice. It should be continuous. If I start from here, I have to end here. In a continuous manner, we have to do that. Same as it is, slicing also is going to be follows a pattern. So the second and the third element, or second, third, and the fourth element, whatever you want, we can get it actually. But how do you do this indexing and slicing actually, guys? Just like in other languages, we are having some indexes will be there. For every element, there will be one index will be there actually, guys. Your index starts from 0, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3, which is going to goes up to n minus 1, where n is going to be nothing but the number of elements in that particular list. Where n is going to be nothing but the number of elements in the list actually, guys, isn't it? So 0 to n minus 1. If there are 10 elements are there, it is going to be from 0 to 9. If there are 100 elements are there, it is going to be 0 to 99, isn't it? So that is a way which we can identify the indexes actually, guys. First, I'll tell you how to get a single element. After that, I'll show you how to do the slicing actually, guys. So how do you do the indexing actually, guys? Indexing is done in a very simplest way. List of square brackets, and you have to specify the index actually, guys. The list, square brackets, and we have to use the index actually. And one more thing is, guys, this indexing concept is not going to be completed only with this particular list concept. In our coming future, this concept of indexing and slicing, we are going to use almost all everywhere. We are going to use them, guys, everywhere. So later in coming classes, don't think that the indexing and slicing, if we just do it for today, that is going to be sufficient. No. In our coming classes also, in our coming concepts also, very frequently we are going to be used this. We have to use it in tuples. We have to use it in arrays. We have to use it in data frames. Everywhere we are going to use it. It is very highly used also. They are going to be very highly used also. You should be very comfortable with this particular concept. Without having this particular concept, without knowing this particular concept, really working in data science is almost all, it is like an impossible. Because anywhere you go throughout this application, we are going to use this concept called as an, which is going to be like a list of whatever the indexing and the slicing concept, what we are going to be using actually, guys. It's very simple. If you want to get the first element actually, guys, if you want to get the first element, indexing is going to be nothing but it must be 0. You are going to get the result as 10. If you want to get the third element actually, guys, hello, simply I'm going to say that a of 2, which is going to be nothing but we'll get the hello as the result. That's it. So if you said which is going to be a of 3, then we are going to get the result, which is going to be true as the result, what we'll get it actually. Very simple, guys. Use that particular index and get that particular required values, whatever the values require it actually. So see, you can take any object. So you have to do some practice actually, guys. I simply say that play with them. Simply play with them. I don't say that practice them. So just play with them actually, guys. Take different examples and do whatever the examples you want to do it actually. So first, let us work with this particular 4 items. Now, yesterday I told you one example, one function I told you actually, guys. What is a function I told you? Which is going to be a type. So type of the variable or type of a value, which is going to returns. What it is going to returns actually? It is going to returns what is going to be the type of the variable. It is going to returns the type of the variable actually. What type it is going to belongs to. Whether it is an integer, whether it is a float, whether it is a string, whether it is a bool, whether it is a list, anything. Now I'm going to tell you about one more function actually, guys. These are all predefined, guys. I'm not writing any logic for that. I have another function is there, which is going to be len actually, guys. Len of the variable actually, guys. Len is a function which is going to take the input as a variable actually. What it is going to returns. So very simple, guys. Len stands for length, which is going to be returns the, what is going to be the length of the, or instead of saying length of the variables, number of elements in the variables actually, guys. Number of elements in the variable actually. How many elements are there? How many elements are there? It is going to tell you about that. If you want, we can check it out. X, I can easily count them, guys. There are 4 are there. Let me try to find out what is len of X. Very clearly, the documentation is also coming actually, guys. Can you see when I said length and I said open the parentheses, you can see it actually, guys. OBJ returns the number of items in a container. It's a container. It's a container. How many items it contains, which is going to be length of the X. You can see that it is going to be 4. What about a Y actually, guys? Y is containing 5 elements. It's easily we can count it. What is the length of the Y? It is containing 5 elements. But how many elements in the Z? I can't count it. You can count it actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 actually, guys. If I didn't count it correctly, if I done correct wrongly, there are 14 elements are there. Length of the Z, you can see that it is going to be 14 actually, guys. Got the difference, guys? Got the difference. So length is a function to find out how many elements are going to be there in the list. And don't think that it is only for that particular list only actually, guys. It will almost all, it will works on any kind of an object actually. Tomorrow I'll tell you about the sets, and after that I'll tell you about the dictionaries. After that I'll tell you about the tuples, whatever it may be. Any object, if you want to find out number of elements inside the object, simply use the function called as a length function actually. Now see, guys, how simple I'm going to be doing. So X is going to be there actually, guys. Yes.
Yeah, length is not generally it will count the words, but why container here?
No. Actually, that is going to be in other languages. It is going to be the number of characters actually.
Correct.
But here, anything, even list is also actually here. String is also going to be sequence, because String is going to be nothing but a collection of a sequence of characters actually. So whether it is a list or a tuple or a set, any object, whenever we are having some collection, some container, these are all what we call as containers, because they are containing multiple elements are there. Length can be used for any kind of an object which can contain multiple elements. For example, if I said length of, for example, if I said 1, 2, 3, 4, you will get an error actually. Got the point?
Okay.
Okay. If I
Okay.
give length of 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll get an error. But if you say
Okay.
type of 1, 2, 3, 4, you will get the answer. We don't get any problem with that, because the 1, 2, 3, 4 is not going to be an sequence of digits. We cannot say that integer is a sequence of a digits like that. But we can say length of the welcome. This is a string actually. String is, slowly we'll understand the concept, because in Python, it's going to be something, it's like a confusion will be there. We'll connect one by one points actually.
Okay. That means length will count only character and containers. I can.
It's
Yeah.
actually we don't say like that. That's why I'm saying that string is
Okay.
also a container.
Container. Okay. Okay.
String is also container, because a string is going to be nothing but what we can see is a string is going to be nothing but we can see that it is going to be a collection of characters, what we can say that actually.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So that's why that is also container. That is the reason it is working actually. Okay. Yes. And somebody is raising a question saying that what about just a minute once. What is the message? Yeah, it is going to be, yeah. And one more thing, guys, while you are sending the messages, please send it to everyone, guys, so that everyone can see the message actually. Okay. So let me post it one more time actually, guys. Yes, somebody has been asking the question saying that, sir, how about this particular function like length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kept it in the parentheses actually. Okay. Actually, the concept I according to my knowledge, it will be 1 actually, guys. According to that, it is going to be 1 actually. Length of a parenthesis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually. It is going to be 1. Length of it's giving an error actually. No. There will, okay. Let me check it out once. Let me check once. Didn't enable the option. Let me check the application. Yeah. Now you will get the option, guys. Sorry, I didn't verify. Generally, I'll modify it at the beginning of the class only. I didn't verify it. Okay. Now you can see the option actually, guys. Okay. So yeah, coming to this particular question, actually, he has asked a question saying that length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But as of my knowledge, actually, see, as of my knowledge, this is going to be nothing but actually, it's going to be, should be treated as a tuple actually, guys. We have not yet discussed about the tuple. But one thing I'll show you once, just I'll show in a different way. X is equivalent to, it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just an example I'm talking about that. Now, if I ask you what is going to be the length of the X, just give me a minute once, guys. Why you are getting an error? Okay, guys, I got it. Actually, it should be treated as a tuple actually, guys. Whenever we put the parentheses actually, it should be treated as a tuple. But whenever you given only one single scalar value, it is not treating it as a tuple. It is going to be treating as an integer. That is the reason why we are going to be getting an error actually, guys. Okay, we'll see that. We'll see in the next coming applications. We'll look into that. Okay, fine, guys. Otherwise, actually, if it is taken as a tuple, we have to get, for example, whenever I give X is equivalent to, same example actually, guys. If I give something like this, then if I said what is going to be the type of the X, it is taking it as a list only. Whenever I say length of the X, you can see that it is 1. But whenever I put it in parentheses, it should be taken as a tuple, but it's not taking it as a tuple actually. Instead of that one, it is taking it as an integer value actually. We'll have a look at that. Yes, a separator is going to be required actually. Right. That means minimum it must be having 2 elements, then only it is taking it as a tuple. Otherwise, it's not taking it actually. Okay. Okay, guys. So once if you look at the element here now, X, actually you have changed the value actually, guys. X is equivalent to 10, which is going to be 20.45, and I said which is going to be hello, and it is going to be true case actually. Now, whenever I said length of the X actually, guys, it is 4 actually. Now you can get the elements, guys. X of 2. 2 means you are going to get a third element actually, guys, because index starts with 0. So this is going to be 0, this is 1, and this is 2 actually, guys. So outcome is going to be coming like an hello is an output, what we'll get it, which is going to be X of 0. If you want to get the first element, guys, x of 0, we are going to be getting the output as a 10 actually. If you want to get the last element, total I know that there are 4 elements are there. So I'll say x of 3, which is going to be nothing but what we are going to be getting is going to be nothing but true case actually, guys. So you can take any elements, you can do it actually, guys. Take some elements like this. You can get, for example, I want to get the 4th element, which is 40. I have to say y of 3, we have to say. But if I said y of 6 actually, guys, 6 means it is going to be the 7th element actually. I don't have it. Obviously, we'll get an error, which is saying that index is going to be out of range actually, guys. So something like that, whenever we are going to be working with this is what we are going to call it as an indexing actually, guys. Which element you require, just you specify the index, it is going to come actually. Now the idea here is, guys, this is very simple, guys. Everybody can practice it actually. The next main important option is going to be nothing but slicing actually, guys. A very important concept called as an slicing concept actually. How do you do the slicing actually, guys? As I said that slicing is going to be nothing but it's cutting a piece from that particular object actually, guys. No, yeah, square brackets is working actually, guys. Yes, Bharat, square brackets is working. It is not square brackets, it is parenthesis. Length of which is going to be square brackets is working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is going to be working. So you are going to get the result as 1 actually. But the problem is coming is whenever I put this in a parenthesis actually. So both of them has been kept in parenthesis. Actually, that is a tuple actually, but it's not taking it as a tuple. Instead of that one, it is taking it as an integer actually. That we'll discuss them. See, there are going to be little bit, we are going ahead of them. So currently we are in the list concept. That's it. So our current discussion is going to be on the list concept. If you move there and here, you'll get confused with that actually. So just give me one more day. We'll start with that particular tuples concept. Then we'll have a discussion about that. Okay, fine. Like, okay, guys. So let's continue, guys. Fine. Now, how do you do the slicing actually, guys? Slicing means you are cutting a piece from that particular object actually. So if you cut a piece from the cake, it is again going to be cake actually. Or if I cut a piece from a bread, it is going to be again a bread actually. So whenever I do the indexing, I may get an integer, I may get a float, or I may get a string, or I may get a bool. But whenever you slice it, guys, you always get the same object. So that means if you slice a list, output is again a list only. If you slice a tuple, output is again a tuple only. How do you do the slicing actually, guys? So carefully, guys, understand carefully. It is a new topic for you guys. Normally in our other languages like C, C++, Java languages, you have worked with the arrays, but only one element will come at a time. You will write a loop and we do it actually, guys. Here, no need to write any loop. Directly, we can say list of index, whatever the index you require. So coming to the slicing actually, guys, you have to specify what is your starting index, where to start your index actually, guys. Starting index, where is your stopping index, where to stop your slicing, so you are cutting, and how much step you want to take it actually, guys. So these are the 3 important things we have to specify. And one more thing, if you observe carefully, guys, after the starting index, I didn't kept any comma. It is a colon. After the stopping index, I specified a colon, but not any comma. So it is start, stop, and step actually, guys. So the first important point we have to understand in Python actually, guys. Throughout the Python, it works in the same way. It's not 90%, 99%, 100%. It will work like this only, guys. Starting index is going to be always included, whereas the stopping index is going to be always excluded actually, guys. So what do you mean to say 1:5? Meaning that is start from the first index, stop before the 5. So it includes only 1, 2, 3, and 4, but not the 5. Throughout the Python, the same notation actually, guys. It does not change us actually. Whether you work here or whether you work anywhere in the Python, wherever you use this slicing concept, anywhere if you use a slicing concept, where to start and where to stop. But stopping index is going to be not included actually, guys. Stopping included is going to be not, the stopping index is going to be not included. What is going to be that particular? I can say that, which is going to be that step concept, I'll tell you later actually. But as I'm saying that now, guys, you have to just have a more practice on that. There is nothing complication is there. Anybody can learn it actually. But only thing is a little bit practice is required. More and more practice is required. So to understand this concept, I'll do one thing. I'll take a sequence of numbers actually, guys, because sequence of numbers are going to be easily understandable. If we take some random numbers, whether they are coming correctly or not, we can't understand it actually. What is that step concept? I'll tell you later actually, guys. This is going to be nothing but our list object actually, our list. Just I have taken 10 elements I have been got taken actually, guys. Okay. Step is an optional. Step is an optional actually, guys. Okay. We'll see them. That means let us first complete them. After that, we'll look into the step concept actually. So let us take some elements actually, guys. X is equivalent to nothing but 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, and 90, and it is going to be 100. I think I need not to count it because already we can count, we already counted, which is going to get contained, which is going to be 10 elements are there. Now, where to start your cutting, where you want to stop it actually, guys. We have to just simply specify that. Simply, guys, for example, if you want to get this particular 5 elements, 30 to 70 actually. So where to start? I want to start from the third element. Third element means index is going to be 2. But where you want to stop? You want to stop at 70 actually, guys. 70 means it is 6th element actually. But if you said 2 is to 6 actually, it does not stop at 6. It will stop at 5 only. So you have to say which is going to be 7 actually, guys. I'll tell you a lot of tips and tricks. I'll tell you in an easy way to remember actually, guys. I'll tell you a lot of tips and tricks how to remember this particular techniques. I'll tell you. No need to look at the 7th element and no need to do all these things actually. I just give you an idea of how we are going to be gets working with them actually. So start with the 2nd and stop before the 7. Start with the 7 and stop before the 7. So what are going to be included actually, guys? It is going to be nothing but the 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is going to be gets included actually. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Totally we are going to get, which is going to be 5 elements. We'll get it actually, guys. Execute and check it out. So it started with the third position. Third position means second index actually, guys. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. But no need to look at the last index and no need to do all this counting. I'll tell you in a simple trick actually, guys. So whenever you are starting with X of, which is going to be X of, where you are starting at the second index actually. How many elements you require? 5 elements. 2 plus 5, it is going to be 7 actually, guys. So remember like this, starting from the second index, how many elements you require? How many elements we are going to require? So I require 5 elements. So it is going to be 2 plus 5. It is going to be nothing but it is going to be the 7 actually, guys. So it does not mean that 7 is included. It is going to be nothing but before the 7 only it is going to stop. So very simple. Where to start? How many elements you require? Add up, you will get the ending index actually. Now you can just play with them. As I told you, you just try to play with them actually, guys. For example, I want to get these 3 elements actually, guys. 70, 80, 90, for example. So 70 means it is going to be nothing but 7th position. 7th position is going to be 6 actually. How many elements you require? 3. 6 plus 3, it is going to be 9 actually. No need to check the last index. No need to do all these things, not required. Where to start? How many elements you require? Add up them and get the result. I want to get the first 4 elements actually, guys. If you want to get the first 4 elements, start with the 0, end with which is going to be nothing but 0 plus 4, which is going to be 4 actually. But there is a small advantage is actually, guys. If I don't specify the starting index like this, if I said colon 4, actually starting, colon, stopping, colon, step. I didn't specify the starting position actually, guys. I simply said that it is going to be what we can say that it is going to be starts with which is going to be 0. It is going to start it actually, guys. It is going to be nothing but it is going to be the stopping is going to be done at before 4, but it is going to start from the 0. It is going to be get stopping actually, guys. So it is going to be just comes with a practice. It is going to be just comes with a practice actually, guys. If you just once started working on them, you will be understanding all these particular techniques actually. It's going to be like a self-understanding actually, guys, which we have to understand it actually. X of which is going to be is to 4 actually. See, guys, I didn't specify the starting index, then what it is going to do. Same procedure. For example, if I said X of 4 is 2 actually, guys. I didn't specify the last index actually, guys. If you see, I specified where to start. Start with the 4th index. 4th means it will start from here. But I didn't specify where to stop. So it will go up to the last, including the last actually, guys. Including the last, it is going to go far. If I don't specify the ending, go up to the last, including the last, we are going to get it. Start from here, include the last actually. So output is going to be 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 is an output what we are going to be getting it actually. But unfortunately, if you said 4:2, for example, if I said 9 actually, guys, then what will happen? We know that actually 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. Only up to here it will come. It does not include the last one. So you know that the stopping position is not included. Generally, if you want to include that, we have to say something around 10 actually, guys. Isn't it? We have to say 10. Instead of that one, x of 4:2, if I don't specify the last, automatically it goes up to the end of the string, it will go. The end of the list, it does not go. I think so. Uday Sharma, I don't have any problem. So guys, what about the remaining people, guys? Can you see my screen? So somebody is saying
Yes,
that
yes.
it is trucking actually. No, Uday, I think everything is fine. It's going to be fine from my side. Just if you refresh your system actually, as a refresh from your side. Right, guys. So this is going to be how we are going to be playing with the things actually, guys. Can you see? X of 4:2. So don't specify the starting position. It will start from the 0. Don't specify the ending position. It is going to be ends with the last position actually. Including the last, we are going to be getting it actually. So that is going to be one of the technique what we are going to be talking about. So simple, guys, where to start and where to stop. Easy trick I told you. Where to start, how many elements you require, 5 elements, 6 elements, 10 elements, 6 plus which is going to be 5. So it is going to be go up to the 11. 1 plus 5, which is going to be nothing but 6 actually. So where you want to start, 1. How many elements you require? 6 elements, 1:7. Totally we'll get 6 elements actually. Starting with the 1, so 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Totally we are getting 6 elements actually. So this is going to be one of the technique what we are going to be using. Now let us come to this particular step concept actually. What is a step actually? It's nothing is there. In our school days, we used to do some additions now, guys. We used to do some additions now. Like we used to draw a number line. Okay, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, this is 10. So what is going to be 5 plus 3? We'll start it here actually, guys. So step of you have to take 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So then you are going to reach 2, which is going to be 8 actually, guys. So how many steps you are taking? 1 step ahead we are taking it actually, guys. If I said which is going to be 5 minus 3 actually, guys, you are going to take 1 step which is going to be backwards like this actually. Same as it is. How much step you want to take in? By default, if I don't specify, guys, default step is going to be nothing but it is 1. Default is going to be 1 actually, guys. So you are saying that which is going to be 5:2, for example, 9 we said actually, guys. So start from the 5th index, go to the take a step of 1, 6, 7, 8, like that we have to go. So we'll get sequence actually, guys. Even that is also sequence. If you want, you can specify step of 2 actually, guys. What do you mean to say step of 2 actually? Let us say start from the 5th. You are going to take a step of 2 actually, guys. So 5 to 7 will take the step. From 7 to 9 will take the step actually, guys. Anyhow, 9 is not included, no? So we'll get the 5th and the 7th element, what we are going to get it actually. Hope you understood what is meaning of a step actually, guys. So what is the sequence you want to get in? So 5 to 9, I want to get sequence 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I want to get 5, 7, 9, something like that. That is also kind of a sequence only. But you are taking a step of 2 we are going to be taking. So how much step you want to require, you can specify them actually, guys. Step is going to be nothing but how many numbers you want to skip to move to the next position. Skip off the step of 2. So skip the next number, go to the next one. Skip the next one and then go to the next number actually, guys. Now have a look at this. It is going to be x actually. X of, for example, 2:8 we said actually, guys, or 2:9 we'll say that. 2:9 we'll say this actually, guys. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. We have taken a sequence of 1, 1, 1 we have taken. Now see, guys, same example I'm going to write it actually. 2:9:2 actually. Start from the 2nd index and stop before the 9th. Before the 9th means it is 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But don't take a step of 1. Take a step of 2 actually, guys. So it is going to be 2. 2 is included. 4, then 6, and then 8. 8 is included, guys. 9 is not included. Anyhow, I don't want to go to the 10th. Because totally I'm having only, I specified to stop before the 9th. So what is an output we can expect actually, guys? So it is going to be the second index, which is going to be 30. Then take a step of 2, skip the middle number, go to 50. So 30, 50, 70, 90, you are going to get only that particular 4 numbers, will get it actually. Yes. That is what we are going to call it as a step concept, what we are going to call it as actually. So where to start and where to end, we have to specify the trick actually, guys. And how much step you require it actually. For example, have a look at this X of, I didn't specify the starting, I didn't specify the stopping. I went to the step of 2 actually. I already told you now, guys, colon 2. Colon 2 means no starting, no ending. So including the starting, and you know that if I don't specify the ending, it is going to be including the ending actually, guys. So what is an output? We say that 10, 30, 50, 70, 90. Anyhow, it does not goes to 100 actually, guys, because you're asking to take a step of 2 actually. So result is going to be nothing but, what is the result? We know this actually, guys. The result is going to be nothing but, you can see 10 to 90, what is an output, what we can see. So you can try them actually, guys. So you try them, start with the 1 colon 2 actually. What is meaning of 1 colon 2? 1 colon 2 means start from the first index. First index means which is going to be nothing but 20. Take a step of 2, 20, 40, 60, 80. But whether to include the 100 or not, we said that colon here now. I didn't specify that. So automatically it is including the last one also will come actually. If I write it as a 9, it is not included, but I didn't written it. So including the last, it will come. So result is going to be 20, 40, 60, 80. And it is going to be 100 is the result what we are going to be getting actually. So 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100 actually. Nothing to by heart and don't by heart anything, guys. It comes with a practice. It's like a self-learning. You do the practice, you are going to understand the application actually, guys. You do the application, and if you just do the application, we are going to be understand that particular application actually, guys. Okay. So that is going to be about how we are going to be working with this particular trick. It's not yet over. Still lot of topics are there actually, guys. That means as part of this indexing only, we have a lot of to practice it actually, guys. So X of which is going to be 1 is to 2. So we are going to get the result is going to be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. As much we can do it actually, guys. Now I'm going to tell you another small trick actually, guys. Have a look at this one. What is the trick is? What is the main trick is? It requires a lot of practice actually, guys. Okay, fine. So even myself, I have been working from so many, means being working on that from so many years, I was able to answer them very easily. Okay, have a look at this one, guys. Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 actually, guys. Now generally, guys, for example, if I ask you to get the last index, that means I want to get the last one actually, guys. I want to get the last element. Being I already know that there are 10 elements are there, you are going to say that X of 9 will get the last element actually, guys. Because I already know that there are going to be 10 elements are there. Obviously, the last index is going to be 9 actually. So I said X of 9 will get the 100. But in the case, if I don't know, like how many elements are there, there are 14 or 15, I don't have it. So many are there. Now I want to get the last one. How do you do it? Basically, idea here is in our language, you've done it now. Length of the string -1, we'll say that actually, isn't it? So find the length of the string and say -1 actually. But without finding the length, you can do it actually, guys. How we can do that? So Python provides you indexes from left to right, as well as even from right to left also we can do it actually, guys. So Python has given you the index from right to left, starts with -1, -2, -3, -4. It's a -5, -6, -7. It is -8, -9, -10. So left to right is going to be 0 to n-1. Right to left is going to be -1 to, which is going to be nothing but it is -n actually. So generally, whenever we want to count it from the right hand side, it is better to go for the negative index actually, guys. Better to go for the negative index actually. For example, if I ask you to get the last element, don't count how many elements are there and don't say -1 actually. Straightforward, we can say X of -1. The result is going to be the same actually, guys. Result is going to be the same as it is. So whether the index is from left to right or whether the index is going to be from right to left, that is what we have to have, and we should get a complete control on that. we should get a complete control on that actually, guys. X of -1. From the right hand side, I want to get the last, let us say that I want to get the fourth one actually, guys. Simple, X of -4 actually. If you want to count it from left hand side, it's very complicated. If you know the sequence of numbers, we can do it actually, guys. 2, 5, -10. Let us say that it is going to be, let us say 24. Let us say it is going to be 56, 22, and minus which is going to be 50, 100, and 75. Something I'm writing it's random numbers actually, guys. Let us say 77, 68, and something like a -44, -23, and something like minus which is going to be some 15. Some numbers I have been given actually, guys. Something like a 55 we have been given, and I have given some 90 actually. Now, how to get the last element actually, guys? Okay, no worries. We can repeat it. Yep. So just I'm going to be putting a square bracket here now, and then we are going to be using it actually. Now, actually, I'm not counting it actually, guys. How many elements are there? I'm not counting. But how to get the last element? It is X of -1. If you count it, we know how to do it actually, guys. When you don't do that, we cannot do that. If you want to get the last element from here, which one is convenient? So don't count it starting from here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9, 10, which is going to be 11, 12. No need to do this actually. From the right hand side, I can count it very easily. It's the fourth element from the right hand side. It is X of -4 actually. That's it. X of which is going to be -4. Actually, it is from 12th element from here, but I counted it. But without counting also, I can able to do it actually. See how simple it is going to be. So hope you got an idea about when to use the positive index, when to use the negative index actually. Yes. Generally, we use the positive index whenever we know how many elements are there. And generally, we use the negative elements, negative indexes, when you don't know how many elements are there actually. When you're really not aware about how many elements are there, then better to use this particular -1 option. The negative options, what we can do that. So I can tell you one small trick actually, guys. That means if you know the positive index, how to find out the negative index. If you know the negative index, how to find out the positive index. Just an example actually, guys. So it's very simple. So somebody has given a small example actually. I have some n number of elements are there. Some n elements are there. Actually, the element is going to be 8th element from the right hand side. 8th element from left hand side actually, guys. Sorry, 8th element from the right hand side. Then what is going to be its position from the left hand side actually, guys? How do you find it off? So no need of writing any formulas and etc. I said that it is the 8th element from the right hand side. So index is going to be -8, right? Index is equal to -8 actually. If you know the negative index, how to find the positive index? If you know the positive index, how to find the negative index? A very simple trick actually, guys. If you know the negative index means starting from right hand side, it is the 8th element actually. How do you know that what is the position from the left hand side? So positive index is going to be nothing but, if you want to know the positive index actually, guys, very, very simple. If you know the negative index, simply what you do is, guys, -8, whatever the negative index, plus whatever the length is going to be there actually. Just add up the length. Add up the length. For example, if the length is n actually, guys, it is -8 plus n actually. If you want, you can check it out. Total length is going to be 10 actually, guys. -8, which is going to be plus 10, which is going to be the second element actually. If you take -3 actually, guys, -3, which is going to be plus 10, which is going to be 7 actually. Now reverse order actually, guys. If you know the positive index, you can find the negative index very easily. How do you find the negative index when you know that it is going to be positive index? Then it is going to be nothing but, it's very simple. Index minus length actually, guys. Whatever the positive index is there, whatever that particular positive index is there, minus whatever the length you have been given actually. If you want, you can check it out. So this is going to be 6 actually, guys. So I know that positive index is going to be 6. What is meaning of positive index is 6? From the left hand side, it is going to be, from the beginning, it is a 7th index actually, guys. Then how do you find out the negative index? 6 minus whatever the length is there, which is going to be nothing but it will become -3 actually. So, sorry, -4, sorry. I done a mistake, which is going to be 6 minus 10. It's going to be -4. If you want, you can check it actually, guys. 0 minus 10 is -10. 1 minus 10 is -9. 2 minus 10 is -8. 3 minus 10 is going to be -7. 4 minus 10 is going to be -6. Reverse order. -5 plus 10. If you know the negative index, how to get the positive index actually, guys? Add the length. Minus 5 plus 10 is 5. Minus 4 plus 10 is going to be 6. Minus 3 plus 10 is going to be 7. Minus 2 plus 10 is going to be 8. Minus 1 2 plus 10 is going to be 9 actually. So wherever you want to start, wherever you want to end. So this is going to be what we are going to be gets working with this. Okay. So this is going to be what exactly we can do that. Looks to be a little bit confusion, guys. But if you practice it, really it is going to be very easy actually, guys. Really it is going to be very easy actually. And this is going to be not over. That means they don't think that there is no importance about that. In coming classes, we have to require we really require it actually, guys. So this is going to be the one which we have to use very, very frequently. That is the reason. That is the reason why I'm talking about. That is the reason why I'm talking more about this application actually. So where to start and where to end, you can specify that. So just you see how I'm going to be playing with the things actually, guys. X of which is going to be 2:7 actually, guys, or 2:6, I'll say that. How many elements we'll get? We know that actually. How many elements we'll get? We know that 2, 3, 4. I said that 6 minus 2, 4 elements will get. Now I'm using negative indexes actually. Same problem I'm solving with a negative index. You know what is 2 stands for? 2 is a positive index. How to get a negative index, which is going to be 2 minus 10, which is minus 8 actually, guys. 6 minus 10, which is going to be nothing but same concept. But it is going to be 6 minus 10, which is going to be minus 4 actually. Result will be the same actually, guys. Minus 8 to minus 4. You will, sorry. How many elements? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. X is not having 10 elements now, guys. What is going to be the length of the X actually, guys? 16. Sorry, guys. It is going to be 2:6. I thought that it is 10 elements are there. X of now 2 minus 16 is going to be nothing but minus 14. 6 minus 16 is going to be minus 10. You can see the result is going to be exactly the same actually, guys. So even my method is working, guys. Whatever the notation I have told you is going to be simply working actually. So it is 2 minus which is 16 and it is 6 minus which is going to be minus 10. Sorry, 6 minus 10. 6 minus 16 is going to be minus 10 actually. Any way you handle it, guys, it does not matter with that. Any way you handle it, you can does not matter with that. So for example, if I said X of, I said minus 4 is 2. I didn't specify what is going to be I didn't specify anything, guys. X of which is going to be minus 4 actually, guys. What do you mean to say X of minus 4 here now? You are saying that start from the 4th element from the right hand side. So you know that it is going to be from the last beginning, we are going to be starting from the 4th. You didn't specify what is the ending actually, guys. You know that go up to the last index actually. That means what you are going to get, guys, the last 4 elements will come actually, guys. Last 4 elements. If you want to get last 4 elements actually, guys, if you want, you can just check it out. Last 4 elements, we are going to be getting it actually. If you want to get the first 4 elements actually, guys, say guys, simple trick. It is going to be is2 4 actually. So I didn't specify the starting index now. In the earlier case, I didn't specify the ending index. Now I specified the starting index actually. See, last 4, first 4 means normally if I don't use this particular negative index, I can't do it actually. So unless and until I don't know how many elements are there, I cannot say who is the last 4. The case if normally if I don't have a negative index. That's why what I'm going to do is I know the negative index. The last 4 means starting from right hand side, it is a minus 4 actually. So you can get the elements. So is2 4, it is going to be the first 4 elements will get it actually, guys. You can see, guys, X of 4 is minus 4 is 2, starting from the 4th index from the right hand side. So get all the remaining elements. So last 4 elements, X of is2 4, beginning from the first and going to stop before the 4 actually, which is going to be this result will come actually. So looks to be a little bit confusion, but you have to do some practice actually, guys. You have to do some kind of a practice. So take your own numbers, guys. There is nothing important is there. X is equivalent to 10, 20, 30, 40. Again, I can say you can give some values actually, guys. 80, 90, and it is going to be 100 actually. Sorry. It is going to be 100 actually, guys. Now, what I'm going to do now, as I told you, which is going to be something like an X of 3 is to, for example, 8 I said actually, guys. Now you can play with this 3. I know that there are 10 elements are there. So 3 minus 10, it is going to be minus 7 is 2. 8 minus 10, which is going to be minus 2. Over. Same result will come. No confusion, nothing is there, guys. See how simply I'm going to be talking about that. You can also talk in that much easily once if you have a complete control on that. Got it, guys? So wherever you want to start, wherever you want to end, you can just specify and just we can verify. So sit on the system, guys, take some array, try with all the different options and try to find out, try to find out if I give this value, what will be the output. First of all, try to estimate it. Once if your estimation, if you are whatever you expected and whatever the Python result has been given the same, okay, you understood the concept. Something is missing, okay, you didn't understand the concept actually, guys. You just play as many examples, we can do it actually. As many examples you want to get it. So if you want to get these 5 elements actually. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So as I told that, start from the third index. I want 5 elements. 3:2, which is going to be nothing but 5 elements. 3:8 actually. So we are going to get the result, which is going to be from 40 to 80, we'll get it actually. How to use a negative index actually, guys? 3 minus 10, which is minus 7. And which is going to be 8 minus 10, which is going to be minus 2 actually. 8 minus 10, which is going to be minus 2. The result is going to be the same result. So like this, we can just handle the things whatever you require. Even you can also use the steps also actually, guys. Don't think that we should not use the steps actually, guys. Now the result, you know that 40, 60, 80 will be the result. Because we are taking a step of 2 actually, guys. We are taking a step of 2 actually. So start from the minus 7 or 3. That means start from here. Go up to the 7th index. Don't include the 8th index. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you start from here, go up to the 80. Don't include the 90, but step off 2 actually, guys. So 40, 60, 80. These are the 3 values what we are going to be getting actually. So looks to be very easy while I'm writing. But once you concentrate on that, it looks to be very complicated. But once you sit on the system practical and do some hands-on, it will be very easy for you to handle it actually, guys. It's not going to be that much a complicated way. It's a very easy and very simple concept only. Now there is going to be one more concept I'm going to add on, guys. Once if we complete off, we can end up the session for today. You are always taking a step off. Look at this application, guys. Otherwise, I look at the application. So you understood this actually, guys. X of 2:3 or 2:5, we say that actually. So starting from the third index, you went up to the 5th index. That is before the 5th index, you stopped it actually. But if I said X of 5:2 actually, guys, that means what you are trying to say that, or I say 4:1, we'll say that. Just an example. You are saying that start from the 4th index and go up to the 1st index. You know that 1st index is going to be before the 4th index, but not after the 4th index. I didn't specify the step actually, guys. I didn't specify the step. When I didn't specify the step, what is the default step it will take? We know this actually, guys. By default, it is 1. So you are asking to start from the 4th index, which is going to be somewhere here. And you are asking to reach to, which is going to be the 1st index, which is going to be somewhere here now. Isn't it? So start from the 4th index and come here. But you're asking to take a step of 1 forward. So how can you reach from 4 to 2 whenever I take a step forward towards the right hand side? It is not possible actually. But it does not throw any error. It does not throw any error. But we are going to get an empty list is going to come like this actually. It's an empty list. I can't select any data. So if I want to move from 4 to 1, shall I take a positive step, guys, forward? Or shall I take the negative step backward actually, guys? Which one we have to take in, guys? Anyone? If you want to start from
minus 1.
Minus 1. We have to take a negative step actually, guys. Step can be negative also. 4:1 is to minus 1. So start from the 4th index. Start from the 4th index means this one, right? Go up to the 1st index. That means stop before the 1st index means 50, 40, 30. Why? Because you are taking a step of minus. If I take a step of +1, it has to move towards the right hand side. 50, 60, 70. But you're asking to move from 4 to 1, which is going to be the elements will come in the reverse order actually, guys. What is the result will come actually, guys? Small change. Now we are going to start with 50 because the starting index is going to be 4, but stop at 30 actually, guys. Stop at 30. So here it will start from here 50, then it is going to be 40, and it is going to be 30. Now already I told you know how many elements will come. 4 minus 1 or 1 minus 4. Result is going to be the same, which is going to be 3 elements will come. So starting from, in the earlier case I said that, start from the 3rd index. If you want 5 elements, you said 3 plus 5 is 8. Now I'm saying that you start at 4th index, but I want to get three elements in the reverse order. Then it is going to be 4 minus, which is going to be 3, which is going to be nothing but 1 will be there. But negative index must be there actually, guys. So see the result, you are going to get 50, 40, and 30 is the result what we can get. So once if you know these techniques actually, guys, you can practice as many examples, you can do that. I can say x of is 2, which is going to be minus 1. What do you mean to say? Okay, generally, guys, whenever I specify the positive index, if I don't specify the starting index, it starts with 0, ends with the last element. But whenever I use a negative index actually, guys, where it will start now, it is going to start obviously from the last index actually, including the last, and comes in the reverse order, including the first. So simply what will happen actually, guys, your elements are going to be just reversed. Colon, colon, minus 1. So guys, whenever we say, if I don't specify the starting index, by default, it is going to be 0. If it is positive index, if it is negative index, it starts from the last actually, guys. So you can just, that's why I'm saying it actually, guys. Till you understand the concept, you can just play with these particular things. Is 2 minus 1 actually, guys. What is the meaning of this? I didn't specify the starting index. So this is going to be, the starting index is going to be the last actually. So this is going to be what we are going to be using, which is going to be the last index actually, guys. And I'm saying that stop before the 4. That means, as you know that it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, but you take it in the reverse order actually, guys. So result is going to be nothing but 100, 90, and 80. That is going to be the result what we get. Small practice, guys. It generally requires a very small practice. It does not require any complicated practice. You can see how many examples I have been got done actually, guys. How many examples it is going to be gets done actually, guys. So you can do hundreds of examples. We can do it actually, guys. Hundreds of examples. X of 1 is 2, which is going to be minus 1. It is going to be, guys. What do you mean to say 1 is 2 minus 1 actually, guys? In an easy way, understand it. Start from the first index, meaning that is you are going to be leaving the first element. You are going to leave the first one, guys. Go up to the minus 1. Minus 1 means last one. Don't include the last one actually. If I don't specify, then you have to include, guys. I said minus 1. That means stop before the last one. That means accept the first and accept the last. Remaining elements has to come. Accept the first and accept the last. Remaining elements has to come. So accept the first element 10, accept the last element 100. So it is going to be 20 to 90 will come as the result actually. It is going to be X of, which is going to be wherever you want to start, wherever you want to end. That's it. But try to understand carefully actually, guys. There is nothing to explain here now. Start from the 1 and go up to the minus 1 with a step of minus 1. That is not a possible case. X of, if you want to get in reverse order, start from minus 2. Start from minus 2 and don't include the first one. So which is going to be nothing but 0. Or if we include it means it will include the 0 actually, guys. So I want to stop at 0. Before the 0 only we have to stop it. Minus 1. So except the last one, except the first one, we are going to get the reverse order. X of minus 2 is 2 minus 1 actually. I didn't specify the ending index. So it is going to include the last one also. So it is going to be, that means first one is included actually. So result is going to be 90 to 100 is the result. Sorry, 90 to 10 is the result what we are going to be gets doing this action. Okay. So that is going to be, so this is going to be the one what we are going to, the one we are going to be gets working with this particular application actually, guys. Okay. So that is going to be what we can see. So you have to just do some practice actually, guys. So which one is valid, which one is not valid. So whenever you are moving from left to right, if you are taking a positive step, starting should be there on the left hand side, ending should be there on the right hand side. If you are taking a negative step actually, guys, starting should be there on the right hand side and ending should be there on the left hand side actually. Hope you understood that trick actually, guys. Okay. So just which is going to be what we are going to be gets doing as part of this particular techniques, guys. Okay. So this is going to be how we are going to be gets working with this, guys. See, guys, almost all more than half an hour we have been done. And how many examples we have been done, guys? Lot of examples we have been done. Lot of examples we have been done. Almost all from here we are doing it actually. Guys. See how many examples we are going to be gets doing actually. Okay. So this is going to be the one what we are going to be gets doing. The how we are going to be gets doing this kind of a slicing and indexing concept actually, guys. Okay, not yet over. So tomorrow also I'll take some around 5-10 minutes of time. And actually, guys, the next topic which we have to discuss is something what we can talk about the object-oriented programming style. A little bit object OOPS concept is required actually, guys. Tomorrow we'll discuss about that particular OOPS concepts. And then I'll start with some methods and all these things. We'll start with them, guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. And anybody, guys, who has been having any questions, I think some people has been joined for the today's class. So if you have any doubts or if you want any clarification from my side, so we can have a discussion about that. Anyone, guys? So guys, if anybody has been joined for the today's class, guys, we already just started with the core concepts of Python with some small introduction to machine learning, data science has been happened. No worries, it is only introduction part only. So in the actual classes, again, we'll have a complete introduction part will be there. So no need to worry about that. Okay, fine, guys. Every time you're asking, this time it will be fixed, guys. Almost all we are going to close this batch by this end of this week. After that, after the next week, you will be getting a final link will be coming. Okay, fine.
Sir, one small question.
Yes.
The programming means we need to learn the syntax or
Just syntaxes, not even syntaxes also. There is no,
because here lot many things functions are there, sorting that.
it's not a problem at all. See, what will happen here is we don't remember them actually. Even see how many you can remember it actually. We don't remember.
Correct.
Like for example, whenever I said, for example, X dot, automatically all the list of the methods will come actually.
Yes.
So automatically documentation will be there. So at least you should understand about what it is going to be gets doing this actually by looking at the documentation. Okay. And with practice, some of them will remember. Some of them, whenever we get an idea, even myself also, sometimes I'm going to use some rare functions, we'll use it. So when I don't remember, I just remember the starting name. Then I'll just check that particular name and based on that, I'll do it actually.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so no by hearting. How many you can by heart it? We cannot by heart it. All the things. It will comes just within work environment. We'll get it actually. Okay. So right, guys. Any more questions, guys? Okay, guys. So just for today, we'll end up the session, guys. And tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, which is going to be at 8 p.m. and same link, guys. And tomorrow we'll start with some introduction part of object oriented, and then we'll start with some methods and all these things. We'll work with them, guys. Yes, Python files and all these things I'll give you. Actually, they're already ready, but some people are yet to be joining actually. So once it is going to be gets confirmed, I'm going to share you the files actually. Already uploaded, guys. Already drive was ready. Only thing is we have to give the access to that actually. Okay, fine, guys. So that's it for the today's class, guys. And yeah, I'll share you the notes. Just give me 1 or 2 days of time. I'll share you the notes actually, guys. So thank you for today, guys. And we'll meet up in the tomorrow's class. Same time, same link, guys. Thank you all of you.